Hey, Mark. You must answer. What, please? Where is she?
Ronnie, stop that right now! Put your hands on your head!
My concentration is on telling the best story possible and then finding ways to make it seem real.
We try to make it believable. If we're doing a bar fight, we try to make it a real bar fight. It should be messy.
What I have to do is I have to lend authenticity to the characters. Authenticity that allows the audience to believe that these characters truly are and have been cops for a substantial amount of time.
You a vet?
First crew, Special Forces.
If you guys have been working together and you go to a call, before you even go in that room, you're going to say, I've got the lead. I can say I have the verbal commands. If he has the verbal commands...
Oh, okay, so that's worked out before.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Right. Police search warrant! Stand away from the door!
He'll go through and basically put his notes on what is legitimate and authentic within the script so that we can try to find a basis of truth in the police element of it.
Any detail that can be altered to make it accurate to the real world, we will do, and Karl is a genius at that.
Drop the knife! Drop the knife! Drop it! Hands on your head! Turn around, turn around.
It's hard sometimes for technical advisors to not want to do things the way we do them out on the street. You got him under arrest and you got the knife. Okay? Go ahead, Eddie. Bam.
Okay.
So we don't do this a lot in the show. And again, this is because of time. We don't search.
Yes.
Right.
But to chase reality on this kind of show is frankly unrealistic. You need the flavor of reality.
So finding the balance is always an interesting challenge where we can still maintain the essence of what the scene is without it being absurd from both perspectives.
Hello?
You alone?
Yes.
Tell me, what are you wearing?
Hi. How you doing? It's me, yeah.
And that's really what's most important. It's about serving the storyline and the characters.
The small details and the stuff that can be gotten right and stuff that makes the actors feel this is real.
And our actors, especially Tim and Owen, they like to hear from Karl to understand normal police behavior and mix it in with what they're doing here.
So as long as you have a good grasp on it, if you want to do a quick search,
And he's on him anyway, so
that's fine.
Great.
My preference is I would rather have I'd rather have him handcuffed first.
Great. It's an important part of the show because, like a lot of the show, you have to establish the procedural element of the show to be able to give Jane and the mentalist side of things the payoff.
There's a killer in this room, and I'm going to use pseudo-psychic powers to persuade that killer to confess. This is bull. Shortcut method, the first person to leave did it.
What I try to do with the actors is I try to work with what they have naturally.
So we get to do a lot of running. Or rather, I get to do a lot of running. You're good at cuffing.
Oh, man. California Bureau of Investigation. You're under arrest.
I should have been better at cuffing, because if I was better at cuffing, I wouldn't be running so much.
The type of skills that I train the actors really is character-driven.
Police! Stop!
It's the first part of the acting process. It really is. And if you can get a handle on that physical stuff, it's a great gateway into your character.
Owen, who plays Wayne Rigsby, really has a natural ability with gun handling and his ability to understand what he would do in a certain situation.
Cho is the apprehending guy. I'm the kind of in pursuit guy. Van Pelt deals with the computers. I should have been better at computers. that's
A lot easier for you, yeah.
I'm guessing you're a Triceratops, man.
Yeah.
Rigsby's a T-Rex.
So here's the scenario. I want things to be authentic and natural. You got a call from a neighbor. Action. This house, the people who live in this house are on vacation.
Clear the staircase.
They saw a male Asian. They could have sworn they saw a gun. This person may or may not be in here. Hold for a moment. If there's someone there and they're cooperative and there's, they don't have anything in their hands, is, hey, listen, I'm the neighbor that lives there, then resolve it that way.
Okay, go.
And so what I'll do is I'll give them suggestions and several different options. They'll take those options and they'll tweak them to what fits the storyline best.
But I look at it as a legitimate challenge. I don't necessarily go to Karl and say, how do I walk into this room? I figure that out for myself. And that, in and of itself, keeps it fresh.
I think what's really important is that they understand why they're doing something. Why am I pulling my gun out at this time? And that's the dangerous part of it, is the suspect doesn't know what to do.
Hands in the air!
Already done.
Down on the ground!
Well, hands in the air or down on the ground? I'm a little confused.
You're telling me to stand up or don't move? Hands up in the air, down, what exactly I'm doing? So the best thing to do is to keep it clear, concise, and simple.
When Karl says that he's trying to get us to think like cops, it's just that idea of this being second nature.
Clear. You know, if I'm the first enter, you know, we make eye contact, are you ready to go? And we go in together.
That's why they work well together as a team.
Right on you.
It becomes real for us, and I think that comes through, you know, in the performances, hopefully. Yeah. Good, go. Stop right there! Stop right there! Get down on your knees! Get down! Bam.
If they think like a cop, it becomes second nature to them. And that's what's important for authenticity of their character.
Don't move. Entering a room and really coming in, you know, in the shortest distance possible, spotting a target, clearing it out, and then moving on. It's a very systematic approach, and I've worked at it.
The things that they've learned from season 1 through season 5, they hang on to those. It's not something that they have to relearn.
Go upstairs, talk to somebody in gang, see if they can shed any light on this. Rigsby, keep checking his cell phone and his credit card information. Van Pelt, stay on the car.
No problem.
I think by virtue of doing it for 5 years, a large amount of the processing and all that stuff becomes a part of you.
I need you to check all the security camera footage in the area. Traffic lights, residential, anything that can put an ID on our suspects. The clock's ticking, let's move.
Yes, boss.
If I can give an example, would be how Lisbon has a demeanor of being the leader of her team.
That's evidence. I want you to get it to technical services and have it opened on my desk in the morning. Are we good?
You seem a little obsessed with evaluating our status. It's good, bad. I mean, we're alive. The guy that made this is dead. By comparison, I think we're doing very well.
Tomorrow morning. As the boss, you're sort of always giving people orders. And I felt like profoundly uncomfortable doing that. But now it's perfectly normal. Where are the Red John files? They were supposed to be here by now.
Yeah, they're on their way. The office remodel's got the records department backed up.
Great. Wonderful. Tell them to get their butts in gear. Hey, you're coming with me.
One of the things that really is probably one of my favorite gun scenes that Robin has done this season is that she went and used her left hand, which a lot of people can't do.
What happened to your wrist?
We can see how many people actually seriously watch The Mentalist if they start blogging about the fact that I'm shooting with my left.
And it looked awesome.
Jane?
I think that comes from 5 seasons of constantly handling a weapon, and she picked that up amazingly quick.
To be able to get into it and do the stunt, it helps drive the scene a little bit better.
And I would also like to add in, Amanda loves it. She takes on to it just really quickly.
I'm not necessarily more proficient with handcuffing.
You good?
Yeah, you?
On a character level, the physical stuff is very important, whether that's just the way the character walks down a flight of stairs or jumps out of the car quickly or jumps onto the couch.
Your action ideally should always reflect something of character. Sometimes it's just running, but sometimes it is more revealing.
Behavior tells a lot about a person, and it also speaks a lot about a character.
Patrick Jane, for instance, despises violence of any kind and knows he's not any good at it, but feels no shame about not being good at it.
Get him up!
He's always the first person to be saying, I'm not going there, I'll just stay on the couch, I'm not pulling a gun.
How about this? Whoever figures out the bank robber's name first wins lunch for a week.
His stock in trade is getting into people's faces and throwing them off balance and discombobulating them in various ways.
Is this an effective method of investigation, making things up, or do you consider evidence as well?
Then making them angry.
That's why they gave you to Lisbon, isn't it? Because she was new and no one else would work with you.
There is, in fact, a red glass bead in your pocket. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Hell hath no fury like a slut outflanked. You must have felt like killing her.
Yeah.
Really?
Wait, no.
No?
No.
So naturally, his character leads to people wanting to hit him.
Oh!
How dare you?
I like sort of what that says about the person. They're prepared to sort of put themselves in harm's way to create a problem for the other person. The punch in the nose is kind of that.
The sort of the peril of the trade he's in.
The simplicity of getting snotted, is the expression we use in Australia, is beautiful. He uses his words, he provokes these people in a way so that he gets hit, in a way martyrs himself to get them in trouble.
Not just in a comical way, but in a realistic way and a moral way. It's a fundamental part of who he is.
You want to be able to create layers and depth, and you want to be able to create areas of vulnerability and empathy, as well as strength.
You're coming back.
I love you, Dad.
Where Baker is great is
Do you mind stepping in and handling this?
allowing fear to be a part of his character, or even cowardice to be a part of his character.
I have an errand to run.
He knows Jane better than anybody. He knows his character's limitations and his vulnerability.
He saw that very clearly and correctly as a way to differentiate this character from your run-of-the-mill TV hero.
An example is the episode this year where Lorelei beats me up. This is a story about trust, and this is about a man that's just betrayed the trust of a woman. I shot all of it leading up to it a particular way, and then as I came in the door, I dropped the camera really low and shot at a different angle because I wanted the whole perspective on the scene to change. I wanted the audience to go, whoa, what's that? What's going on? It felt scrappy and messy, and I think that feels authentic.
Liar! Viewers probably have no idea how much time and rehearsal goes into the stunt work. It usually has to be very choreographed, especially a fight sequence.
Your inarticulate rage is understandable, but it's misplaced. You should probably just calm down.
That's enough. You're both being childish.
You take your hands off.
I'll see you back at the office.
Knock it off!
Action. There's going to be a scene that we're going to be working on today in the season finale where Cho and Rigsby go in and arrest a suspect who's on top of a victim. He's choking this victim.
Roddy, stop that right now! Can we just walk through this real quick?
Absolutely. Now, as it's written, it says that Cho will have him stand up.
Roddy, stop that right now. I want you to just put your hands on your head and stand up nice and slow.
Well, the problem with that is that this is a very large actor. So everything will be the exact same thing, okay? Except
we're keeping it here.
You're keeping it down here. So when you approach, you're going to want to approach from this side.
Roddy, stop that right now!
Go ahead and put your hands on top of your head.
Put your hands on your head! Do it now! Actually, on this one, we could try to...
You could absolutely try to do that. Yep.
Right?
Totally.
And we could fake this part of it.
Absolutely.
Stand up. Karl comes in there and makes sure the realism of it is still there.
I don't want you to put your hands on him while your gun's still out. You have your partner there.
80% of the work is in the prep and really knowing what's going to happen on the day, and that 20%, that's really pretty well-oiled machine by the time we get there.
Roddy, stop that right now! Put your hands on your head! So from page to on the day, it really is a collaboration from start to finish, and that's what I enjoy the most about it. We have a back and forth with everybody on the team.
Boom, in the scene. That's perfect.
Sorry, Eddie. Sorry about
Awesome. Our fans have invested 5 years in these characters, and it is my responsibility as a TA to be sure that I can give authenticity to those characters and what it is that they do.
What draws people to the show in general is not the action, but that's the leap of imagination that you make to tell the story.
He's dead.
Well, you are an excellent shooter. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that he's dead. These things are powerful.
Good shot. Good shot.
Nice.